see if you come through on the stream, and then if you come through, then copy those settings for everybody else.
Well, it's his own. It's his own input.
Wait. Oh, we got audio. We got audio.
Cool.
Yep.
Oh, we got audio.
Hey! Hi, everyone!
Oh, there we go. All right.
DJ Lando.
Yay! We did it.
We are back, baby.
You know what? You know, when Twitch tried to silence us, we will not be silenced. For today, it's oops, all villains.
I know what it was, Kyle. I know what happened here. It's those
It was-
damned heroes.
Yeah,
It's the heroes.
it was those goddamn
Bear
heroes.
ate the microphone.
The bear ate them.
Hate them. Hate them.
Pretty sure it was that little halfling fucker.
Never trust a halfling.
Right. So, now that we have audio, Snowflake Boy, congratulations on your anniversary. Snowflake Boy has resubscribed for 12 months. That's right.
Ba, 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 ba.
And because of that, Snowflake, I'm going to give you a very special gift. You may choose to give one of these fabulous people on stream a special spell that I will write for them. It will be powerful and delightful. You may give them the gift of finding a rare magical item somewhere in Delver Stream if they can get to it. Or you may choose to have everybody roll on the Wheel of Chaos if you would like. So you tell me which one of those you would like. In appreciation for you being here for a year. It makes me happy. And I want to thank everybody who rolled together for coming on over here after a fabulous game over on the Roll Together channel. Coming over here and saying hello. 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 As we murder people and do terrible things to them.
I take offense. I do wonderful things to people
That's true.
With consent as well.
with consent.
With consent.
We do love
consent.
consent. Consent is fun. I feel
Consent
like
is required.
There's nothing sexier than consent. You know,
It's true.
It's a real thing. So now, oh damn! Okay, it looks like we are going with a wheel of.
Okay.
The audio. Oh no, Lando. Lando, I cannot hear you either. What's going on, Lando?
And the music's gone.
Everything is I think Lando just died.
Oh my god.
Wait, no,
Lando may
there-
have restarted.
Okay.
Oh, it's all back.
Yep, we're back.
It's back.
Okay. So Lando, we have lost sound again. What's going down?
We're back again, though, I think.
Are we?
No,
Are
we have sound again.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, we have sound.
I love this. Okay. We're going to muddle along as best we can today. Lando,
Also,
what?
he didn't actually choose Wheel of Chaos. That was other
no.
people.
No, I
saying
think he
Wheel of
did. He
Chaos.
said, I think chat wants Wheel of Chaos. Like,
And then later, I'm not just saying this because it's me. It's just this is what they wanted.
Yeah.
That is true. That is
Okay,
true.
Snow
But I
Baby.
think I will give Bella a spell. I see it.
Oh,
I think I was
Fabulous.
give Bella a spell.
Ooh.
Oh God.
Bella.
I don't know.
Bella, you're gonna get a spell today. So
Okay.
it's gonna be delightful. I'm excited to see what we get.
Oh,
Back
boy.
to the spell. Yay! All right, awesome. Now, let's move through our fabulous sponsors. Now that you can hear us. First of all, Hero Forge is delightful. You can see all of the fabulous Hero Forge artwork that we've done behind our delightful players. They all made them themselves because they're so fucking talented. And I love you all. You make me very happy. Next, we have got D&D Beyond, which is a delightful place that keeps everything organized for me so my brain doesn't fall out the side of my head, because that's important. I think that might actually screw with like terms of service on Twitch, seeing somebody's brain actually come out the side of their head. So that's delightful. Thanks D&D Beyond for keeping us going. Idle Champions, The Forgotten Realms, a fabulous mobile game where you can play Idle Champions of which realm? The Forgotten Ones! That's right. If you look down on your screen, you'll see a fabulous code. If you type it into your delightful mobile game called Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, you will get an Electrum chest, which will give you all kinds of goodies that help you level up your characters and get further in the game and do all kinds of delightful things. So use that code to get that Electrum chest, and we will see you playing with your champions of the Forgotten Realms. In addition, we do love our fabulous Phoenix Dice. We are not, in fact, doing a giveaway for Phoenix Dice today, but we do want to shout them out because they are absolutely fabulous. We love them. So, if you'd like to see them and the rest of our sponsors, please head down to the About page where we have links to all of their pages. They are absolutely glorious. So, now, hey, you over there, Maltoven.
Oh, of course.
Maltoven,
Hello.
what the hell happened to you last week?
A lot. I was stricken by fear of a beholder that I was trying to befriend. We got thrown into an infinite cavity. And most glorious of all, I've acquired a new asset. Someone who risked their own life to protect me. Quite taken aback.
Yeah, no, that's important. That's important. It's having new assets are always important.
Oh, yes,
I do
absolutely.
love that. Absolutely. Hey, I am super curious. Bella, what the hell happened to you last time?
I found out that I could accidentally make infinite cavities of falling teeth.
Great.
I think that's the biggest one. I also fed a fake bear to a pony, and it gave birth to a real bear.
That's right. You got a new mouse, didn't you?
Yeah, I have a bear. I have
Well,
a polar bear now.
Well, the cave probably is not going to enjoy all that much.
I don't know.
That's right. You had your like multi-horned, crazy-toothed, fabulous nightmare pony. Yeah,
Yeah, I did.
it's a good time.
A nightmare-acorn, if you will.
Sullivan, what about you? What did you do last week?
Oh, Sullivan does what Sullivan does. He got a little bit stiff, some things happened, and things got a little crazy, but we're better now.
Thank God things are better. It's always nice when things are better. I like it. What about Cade? What did Cade do last week?
Kate took an arrow to a knee and passed out. That was a big shock. And then when she woke up, there was teeth and falling forever, and now we're outside. So what the fuck?
Yeah, absolutely. Some crazy shit went down. Like what kind of crazy shit went down with you, Manic?
Not an awful lot, you know. I mean, I didn't turn on the people that I came down here with to protect somebody who wants to, you know, save the Patchwork Planet or anything, but, you know, Just a few things, not much.
Not much.
Yes, I mean, sometimes you just have to betray all your friends.
He did not betray his friends. He aligned himself with the Patchwork Planet.
By
This is
betraying
true.
his friends.
Two things can be true at the same time.
I'd known them for about 4 hours, so not really friends.
Friend is a strong word.
A very strong word.
Okay, good. I'm super excited to see that the team for the villains is growing, while the heroes team is shrinking. What does this mean for the Patchwork Planet? Things could go in a very interesting direction at this point. But before we begin today's session, let me remind everybody that we love our chat, and because of that, we have a million ways for you to interact with our characters. You can chat along with them, making fabulous suggestions, throw all kinds of emotes in there. In addition, we have all kinds of ally points that you can do fun things with. And if you stick around long enough, you can do things like give magic items to players and all that fun stuff. Then we've got anytime you support the stream in any way, the players benefit. So anytime you throw bits or subs or donation or anything like that, we've got lists of all of that kind of stuff down in the About section. So you can do all of the fun things there. And if we get hype trains, we do all kinds of cool stuff with it. So depending on the level that we get to. So keep that in mind as we jump through this adventure. And we see just what the villains decide to get up to as they head back to the surface of the Patchwork Planet. Are you ready to play some fun D&D?
Yes.
Just you, though?
Yeah,
Just-
only me.
just
Apparently,
Moldova?
I
We
am
all
the
nodded.
only
Everybody
one.
else can go.
We all nodded.
I-
Everyone
listen.
gave some kind of
To
confirmation.
be fair, as the de facto leader, my word is paramount. So I guess a yes from me is a yes
Precisely.
from everyone.
Totally.
A
Yeah,
lot of us
don't
would
forget-
not want to step on Moltoven's toes.
That,
They're
Respectfully.
so
Very
close to the
delicate.
rest of him after
Yeah,
all.
no one can say yes
Damn
or
you.
otherwise after Moltoven has said yes or otherwise.
These are
Yeah,
our rules.
Offended.
don't forget that I've got many tabs open right now running this, so I'm not always looking at your gorgeous faces. So
Well, that's
I might
just
not be able to
rude.
see
Wow,
you.
you're
That's
not
rude.
always. You're not always
I-
staring
I
at
mean,
Sullivan.
it's
That's
rude.
No.
Absence
Does
makes
everybody
the
just
heart
want
grow
to
fonder.
do we just want to do a villain simp episode?
Villains. I mean,
Is
Chad
everybody
has
good
that
for
covered.
villains? I love it. All right, yes. Jumping into things. Let us set the scene. As you stumble out of a cascade of ill-formed teeth raining through an infinite sky, and run through cascading waterfalls of sand to get out of the dream realm that one of you created accidentally. Two of you actually created accidentally on the prime material plane. Nothing bad's going to happen there. A portal to the dreamscape. Totally fine. You find yourselves outside. Heroes and villains both facing each other down, trying to have a conversation, until the heroes realize they're far outnumbered, and they think better of standing here waiting for you terrible people to rip them apart. And they run on back home to Delver's Dream. Apparently you're scarier than you look. Now tell me.
Are.
I am scary looking.
I'm not.
You-
Pretty
that's
scary
true.
looking.
Bella,
Hi.
Bella. I want to be here and I want to tell you, be a good friend and tell you the truth. Okay. A little pink and green frog is, I'm sorry, is not super scary.
Listen,
most-
I deter predators. That's scary.
Yeah.
you
Anybody?
seen-
Very true.
Have you seen what you can do with a bow? I think we've all seen very well what you can do with a bow.
You see
Everybody has
terrifying.
seen Bella Bullet Time.
Oh yeah, Bella Bullet Time is
Bella-
still.
If that is not the spell, I will be very sad.
This spell is a planar touchstone that I don't own.
Bella Bullet. After uniting with Maltoven's touchstone so many times, Bella's gained control over time and space.
That's totally gonna be it. You're gonna get the thing that lets you like take over another touchstone once a day. You just get to grab it.
Perfect.
Nice.
Definitely not overpowered.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not, I mean,
I would love
nothing in this campaign is overpowered.
Of course, of course, of course.
Come on.
I mean, from what I understand, the monsters get overpowered pretty regularly.
That's true. It's sad. Now, I would like to hear what each of you are thinking just in this moment of having escaped. And let's do reverse order this time. I'm going to give you 60 seconds on the clock, Manic. Tell me, what are you thinking?
I'm wondering if I should go with the heroes or if I should stay with these people. They're running off to Delver's Dream, but we're staying here. If these people stay here, how are they preventing the Delvers from doing any more damage to the Patchwork Planet? Why are we not going with them? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a very good question. What about Cade? Cade, what the hell are you thinking?
Cade is sizing up Manic as a warrior because that's the new person, and trying to figure out exactly how useful he'd be in a fight, and like all the just like total warrior analyzing, and kind of feeling much relief seeing the giant scary bear man run away. That's
Now there is an
polar bear.
actual bear. There's an actual giant bear with you now also. Just hanging out next to your pony. Just there.
That's gonna take a minute for Cade to acknowledge the existence of, because as long as don't look at it, it's not really there and it can go
It
away.
isn't. That's very true. That's Patrick Planet rules. So I want to know from you, Manic, this person in a very scary mask with giant horns is just staring at you now. What's going through your head?
Oh, I can't tell that they're staring at me because I can't see their face. So at the minute, it's just like, hello?
Also, I'm pretty sure last time the entire hero team did roll and see that she is just a teenage girl underneath.
Yes.
I believe it was only Mamiya that knows that they are a teenage girl.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
I remember they all rolled for it.
they all rolled for it, but Mamiya was the only one who had the high stat.
No
So
wonder.
not high
No
enough.
wonder. That
Yeah.
little shit.
What about Sullivan? What are you thinking right this moment?
Oh, Sullivan's thinking about how nice the bear is, and he's trying to pet the bear.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm curious, Bella. How is the bear responding to someone besides you trying to pet it?
I have not personally given enough development to this bear to know this. I was going to play it off that I thought that the bear was my own illusion dream. I didn't realize anybody else could see it.
So this is a moment of revelation for you.
Yeah, just-
Absolutely.
So can you see the bear there? You can see that?
Yes, there's
Oh, I
one
can
running
see
away
it,
over
I
there
can-
like a little bitch.
I can see it. I can even feel it. It's quite soft and fluffy.
They're
I
still there.
haven't touched it yet. It is soft and fluffy. I think the bear is fine with this. I think it's a pushover. I think it's a scaredy cat.
Oh,
Aww.
that's so like anti-polar bear. It's
Mhm.
so cute.
Oh my god.
I think
God.
it's a bit of a carpet.
I would like to make a public service announcement. Please, anybody watching the stream, do not approach a polar bear in the wild.
Don't
And
approach
it's
any
pathetic.
bears in the wild.
Bears.
Just yes, bears in general.
Black bears are usually wusses, though. They
Depends
will
on
run
the type
away.
of bear.
No, they will.
Animals.
But still don't approach them.
Okay, so it's fun story time
Kyle included.
from the guy who has lived way too many lives.
Mhm.
Is so when I lived in my tiny little town in Colorado, there was in fact a year where we got too much rain and it screwed with the cycle of the plants growing in the high mountains, and the bears the berries did not grow properly, so they all started coming down and eating out of the dumpsters in my tiny little town of 1,000 people. There was a night when the sheriff counted 22 different bears on Main Street in one night. On Main Street, not in an alley, on the actual, just wandering up and down the only paved road in the city. I was living with a raging alcoholic at the time, and I was the back door faced into the alley, and there was a restaurant across the alley, and so we had a dumpster. This restaurant had been rated one of the top 10 burger joints in the state, and so there was always a bunch of meat in the dumpster. So one night there are 3 black bears all on top of the dumpster trying to get them some fabulous hamburger. And so maybe about 15 feet away from my back door, right? I'm like, this is gonna be the best chance I will ever get to actually like prove to my friends on the East Coast who live in actual cities that this is what my life is like. So I took my cell phone and I opened the door like a tiny crack, just enough to like poke the cell phone out and take a picture. I did have a plan. If the bears saw me, I was going to slam the door shut. I was going to run to my bedroom and I was going to climb out the window. So I was going to be fine. My roommate might die, but I would be fine. So I do this, I open the door just a crack, and all of a sudden, as I'm about to take the picture, my roommate whips the door wide open.
Oh my God.
Hell, knocks me face first into the alleyway and says, "What are you looking at?"
Oh no!
So I am now
Oh my God.
on my stomach in the middle of an alley, staring up at 3 black bears while my cell phone slides underneath the actual dumpster. And the only thing that I could think to do in that moment of terror of, oh shit, I might die, right? That this could be the end of my life right now, is to jump up to my feet and just scream at the top of my lungs, "You get the fuck out of here! Get out of here!" And the bears looked at me, not so much with like terror in their eyes as just sort of disdain for this meal. Like, wow, we thought this was going to be a cool place to eat, but the other clientele sucks. We gotta go.
Gotta go.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So,
Like
do not
that
approach bears and try to
is the epitome of rolling a 13 on an intimidation check.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. It worked. It
worked.
worked, but barely.
I don't know if
Barely.
I should take you camping or never take you camping, but
You will have the most amazing interactions with wildlife. I have wandered into a mountain lion's den. I have gotten into a fist fight with a deer.
None of this sounds good.
don't even get me started on deer because I will punch a. No, I really punching deer because deer can. You know what? This is a D&D game. This is not adventure
Kyle.
full time with Kyle and Sarah. Okay.
Oh my
Kyle,
God.
you know that's not what they mean when they say going stag, right?
I'm
how was
starting
I
to be a
supposed
bit worried that I'm playing an animal-based character.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Half of us are.
Real sorry, guys. it's gonna get real bad for you real quick. So again, this was all as a PSA to let everyone know, don't go out in real life and pet a polar bear.
I think the
If
real
you
lesson.
give a polar bear a pet.
I think the real PSA here, Kyle, is don't be an animal in your vicinity. That's it. That is the. Don't be wildlife and near Kyle.
I mean, we're mostly friendly. I mean, there's also the times that I would stand on my deck and I would sing Disney princess songs, and the animals would gather in the empty lot next door.
Oh my God, I cannot.
Like there's two sides to every coin. But yes, so why don't you tell me what the polar bear does to Sullivan?
I think it like purrs and rolls over to get belly rubs. It is an absolute carpet. It is a doormat. This is not going to be a battle bear.
What is
Sullivan.
So first thing I need to know about this is when your polar bear rolls over, sort of like what motion do they make? You know, like how dogs will sort of go like this.
Definitely
like,
dog-like. I think like a combination of like the stretch that a cat would do with like the dog like a pull arm movement.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. In that situation, both Cade and Sullivan, I'm going to need dexterity checks from you. If I could please have those, and just shout them out to me.
Dexterity saves or dexterity check?
Dexterity saves.
Oh, good. I like that one.
You know, what'd you get, Sullivan?
I got 11.
Nice. Cade, what'd you get?
I got better. I got 12. How did Kate?
Oh my God. So as this polar bear rolls over to get belly rubs, it stretches, and Cade, you're immediately knocked down by its feet. And then as it comes back and starts like pawing the air for belly rubs, Sullivan, sadly, you get smacked in the face. It's non-lethal damage, but you definitely both are now prone.
Let's be honest. This is not the first time Sullivan's been on his back around a bear.
No, we all
God
know.
damn you.
We've all seen the wood carvings. Like,
Well, a lot of people have seen the wood. I'm sorry. Never mind.
Oh my God.
Including
We've all
bears.
seen the wood. Well, Kyle has fainted like a
Yeah. I just can't. The pearls.
turn of the
they're
century
clutched.
debutante.
There's fabulous. So we've got some bear rollers. I love it. Bella, what are you thinking in this moment?
I'm just astonished that this thing is still around, and I'm like rubbing my eyes. Like, I'm sorry. What? How have you not disappeared yet?
Yeah, and it sort of just like looks at you and does that sort of doggy thing where it tries to rub the top of its head against you, and because you're small, it just you have to sort of hold on to the bear as you're just sort of moved around by this big old bear head.
Oh, that's really adorable.
Yeah,
That's super adorable.
I'm gonna need somebody to do some fan art of a polar bear with what looks like a pink and green bow on top that is in fact a frog.
Okay, drop.
God.
And what about Moldovan?
Maltoven is not at all invested in any of the chaos around him. He is looking around the tunnel system that he's within and taking note, the prevailing thoughts through his mind. Grimslaw is no longer here, but he was in command of legions of monsters. Delvers can clear out those monsters unless they are organized, and I cannot allow them to get access to the Underdark. And with that, he is going to turn to Manic. You were traveling with the Delvers, correct?
Not for very long, but that is correct.
Did you manage to get a map of sorts of the Underdark? How are you all traversing these tunnels?
Mimir, the Durgar man, we were traveling through his favored territory, I believe he called it.
Of course.
It's all up here, as far as I'm aware.
Bella, how familiar are you with your clan's deep tunnels?
I'm quite familiar with them. But if we need to be sure, we can go and ask the elders.
But that's at least a day's journey away.
Thank you for the sub, Zuzu. Yay.
Oh.
That was a good sub.
Could you retrace your steps, Manic, to the entrance that you all took to get down here? If we can seal that off, at least buy us an amount of time.
I'm sure we could, but the only problem we would have is Mimir would know other ways to enter through into the Underdark. It wouldn't be the only one that would be near Devil's Dream.
Yeah, but I mean, it would take him a little bit of time to get to another one, maybe. Or if only we knew somebody who actually knew the Underdark, aside from that guy. Do we? Do you guys do? I mean, I'm new around here.
Tell me about some of your connections. Let's see if you do have connections to people in the Underdark. Anybody?
My connections are all dead for the most part.
Well, because
My connections are all frogs.
You murder people rampantly.
So, Kyle, you remember when we talked and Sullivan's childhood friend, the dwarf?
Mm-hmm.
We never specified what race he was, what subrace.
That's true. That's true. So, do you have a friend in the Druger?
Sullivan does.
So, how old is this friend?
Oh, old enough.
Old enough, dear God, Sullivan.
Old enough for a dwarf is, in fact, probably somewhere in the realm of about 300 years old. So, there's... all right. Do you mention this to your friends, or is it just sort of... meh?
Sullivan will pipe up. I had a friend who liked to go exploring in dark, dank places.
I have a feeling this is some sort of a joke, like a what is it called? A sexual
Innuendo.
pun? That's it, innuendo.
Normally you'd be right, but in this case I'm being completely serious. Well, mostly serious.
Double entendre, maybe.
Good service is double entendre, but no, our relationship was never quite so
Intimate?
moist.
Physical?
Promiscuous.
Moist, of course.
Oh.
Of course you say that. Does your friend live near? Is he close? Is he able to be contacted?
I might be able to get a hold of him.
Please do.
I will make the attempt.
Yeah, because if we could figure out where the other entrances nearby are and close them all off, or trap them, or do that would be fun, and that would also stop those little shits from doing what they want to do.
Would act as good enough a deterrent.
What actually is it that you're stopping, other than from them gaining entry into the Underdark? What are you actually trying to stop them from doing? I thought it was just killing the Beholder, which I'm guessing has either been captured or killed by now.
The Beholder's death was never necessary. What was necessary was ensuring that Delver's Dream did not gain access to the Underdark. If they did, they would have created an entire underground system of travel and network throughout all the rest of the Patchwork planet.
At best, we bought some time.
I'm sorry for my naivety, but that seems like it could be a good thing, being able to travel between the different continents? How is that?
On
Is
its
it because
own.
on its own it sounds good? Is it because Delvers would have control of that, or is it some other reason that
Precisely.
I'm not getting?
Do you
And-
understand how much power is currently concentrated in Delphus Dream right now?
I've been in Delver's Dream. I've spoken to Cortran. I know exactly how much power is there at the minute.
Several touchstones, the only source of magic as it was before the spell seas. More and more power gets consolidated there as time goes on, and that makes all the others more desperate.
So in creating a system of subterranean tunnels, what you're really doing is establishing a underground battle path.
You may give me Moltovin and Bella because you got the very quick flashback when you got your touchstone. The two of you may each give me a history check at disadvantage.
Okay.
Bella,
That
what
is
did
a
you roll?
23.
A 23, okay, good. Bella?
Well,
Okay. Bella, your flash was too fast. You couldn't really pick up a whole lot of details. Only things that were like major events do you have like a lot of access to. But Moltovin, you realize that the underground, the access to different parts of the Underdark, that there was one sort of keystone place. And that was the Myconid Market.
Myconid Market.
What about it?
Wait, you've been there?
With Mimir, this where he's from.
That is one of the central points of the entire Underdark system. It was their center of operations. From there, they could access all other tunnels. We shut down there. That is the largest intersection. You don't have to keep them from entering. You have to destroy the intersection.
Or at the
Everyone-
very least, cause it enough chaos that it won't be helpful to anyone.
This plan of yours does not involve hurting people, does it?
Hopefully it doesn't come to that.
I mean, if you don't want to hurt people, I can hurt them for you.
The goal is not to hurt people. The goal is
It's
the
to-
tactical disadvantage imposed upon Delver's Dream that allows us to take the time we need to finish.
Kate, I want to know how you feel about them telling you that the point is not to hurt people.
They're naive. You know,
That's true.
they just don't understand war the way that I do, being born into it as a third generation warlord. There's just some things that I know.
yeah, do the people
Absolutely.
really matter? Or
I mean, being
So,
perfectly
now-
honest, that's the reason I sort of switched sides, because Mathoven wants to prevent the destruction of the Patchwork Planet,
Yeah.
which would,
oh well, we do
result in
too.
people
Just
not
you know,
dying.
not like individual people. Like they can just get in the way sometime.
So Bella, you know that Myconids are not people. Myconids are fungi that
Oh,
are
right.
intelligent.
Then they need to be protected at all costs.
They need to be protected at all costs.
Yeah, that sounds accurate.
Bella will burn the world for those Myconids.
Everybody's got their preferences. Bella likes fun guys.
Exactly. That she does.
I have a feeling that if you go after the market, that you are going to invite more delvers to come after you. You will be hunted. There may only have been 2 of them now, but you go after the markets, a source of trade for them. You could find that you might have more touchstones coming for you than what you are prepared to handle. So maybe a more
Sullivan
indirect
smiled
way.
widely.
Let them.
I know
Alden
that you're
does what?
new.
Let them. Let them come.
Manic,
Easier
Absolutely.
pickings.
I understand that you are new here, but I've chosen my team very specifically. I fully intend to come to blows with several touchstone wielders.
We are prepared for the eventuality.
The inevitability, really.
And then maybe why don't we consider the option of not coming to blows with too many at once?
That shows wisdom.
Yeah. Yep, you always want to make sure that you have good battle plans and strategy. But
Going after a key location like that is going to bring us trouble. Going
maybe
after...
sorry,
you go.
Nick.
No, you go, sorry.
Maybe we don't have to kill them though. Like it's I'm trying to wrap my head around it. It's different, but change is good. Growth is good. So if Bella, if you like fungi and like they like you, maybe we can convince them to that what's going to happen with Delver's dream is going to happen and that they're assholes. And now they work with us, or they at least work less with Delvers to buy us some more time to stop them.
In
Failing
truth,
that, it occurs to me that we are underground. Cave-ins happen on occasion. We do what we can to evacuate the fungi and cause some chaos. They will inevitably choose a new site, but it will take time.
So, Manic, you know from just your brief travels in the Underdark that Mimir, who is one of the Delvers, is the apprentice of the leader of the Myconid market, Glapri.
Mimir is the apprentice of Galapri, the leader of the Myconid markets. I totally did not just get that in my head. I think if I may be so bold, the best tactical option would be to, as you said, as your original plan would be, to close off individual tunnels that lead into the Underdark. It will take time, but it won't affect the Myconid market itself, and it will slow down the Delvers.
we do not have time, Manic. We must strike true and swift. The Myconid market poses the most strategic place with which to alleviate this problem most expediently. We will try to do as little harm as possible.
I would specifically like to go a diplomatic route here, if it's possible.
As would I.
Well, for you, Bella, anything. And if they insult your coloring or like anything, you just give me this. I'll yeah.
Yeah.
I'm there with you, but yeah, I mean, I'd like to kill stuff. Can we find something? I got that itch.
Perhaps
Plenty of
there might
creatures
be creatures along the path.
Yeah, plenty of creatures to kill in the Underdark. Just
Plenty of creatures that we will utilize correctly. Yes, after successfully hunting them.
Correct.
Oh yeah, there's some good eats on that. Like, I mean, depends on what you're. Yeah, but anyway, there's usually good eats.
Uh-huh.
I believe we should talk and walk. And Toma's going to start off.
Walkie-talkie.
Amp.
As you are beginning to move away through this, you recognize that you are in the middle of like ruins that are still perfectly serviceable. And just a little free hint from the DM: if you wanted to set up camp here in the Underdark as sort of like a base for you, you totally could, or we could find some other place that is just as delightful.
I
hey,
mean,
look at these ruins. These ruins look like we could take a nap here.
Even set up base if we wanted to.
That's a good idea.
There's an old broke down hearth over there that I could use to make some bread.
And now
Came
it's going to
from
turn
blood.
into a mobile game where you have to, spend gems
yes.
to actually
renovate.
get Mars.
Yes.
And then you have to solve 3. You have to pick 3. and then you'll get the thing. Absolutely, yeah.
We can use our gold to speed up tasks. Just throw 100 gold at a broken
No.
table and it fixes itself.
Gold's easy. Gold's easy. You have to use your platinum.
I use it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, guy,
no, but if you want to set this up as sort of like a temporary base or a more permanent base, you absolutely can.
I'm perfectly down with that. Everyone else?
I like the sound
The
of
base
that.
is always an excellent thing.
They do look homely, but are we not on a time schedule?
We are, but it would be good to have a central base, a means of operation.
We could just drop some of our extra kit here if we're going to be going back and forth in the area. You don't have to set anything up necessarily right now.
Without securing it, is that the best idea?
There are creatures here that are used to be under subjugation of a beholder. We have ways of securing.
I also pointed the bear.
I was going to say,
I have
we have a
feeling
cuddly,
it's not
lovely,
going to help
fuzzy
very
ball of
much.
love.
Fucking hate that bear.
You be nice to the bear.
I'm
You
not
leave
too,
my carpet out of this.
I'm not too keen on the bear people themselves, but bears like this creature here can be good guardians. If
Sullivan is giving the bear belly rubs.
That bear's going to turn on you and it's going to bite your entire head off. And then it's going
Aw.
to play with your entrails. And I just don't say I didn't warn you. I'll shoot it though, as soon as it does. I don't have a bow, but I will find one and I will shoot
Do
I
it.
will
not touch
kill
this
it.
bear, even if you must avenge my death. He is so beautiful and wonderful. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's a big old fuzzy fluffy carpet.
Just go all wandering around, just giving kisses to everybody. Absolutely.
Tasting.
Now, what I'm going to need from each of you is a perception check, please.
Oh, of course.
Everybody needs a perception check.
Tobin is notoriously bad at these.
Bella, wow.
I continue to be bad at these.
Okay, yeah. There's and Sullivan, right? Sullivan and Bella, you will each get a advantage on your dexterity check that you're going to be doing, your dexterity saving throw that you'll be doing right now. And Maltovan, Kate, and Manic, you will all get disadvantage on your dexterity saving throw. If I could please have those rolls from you, please, that would be amazing. And I think Kate, Kate gets advantage though, so you can have, so you do a straight roll. Kate got
That's still a
advantage
9.
from Abe.
Yeah, that's still a straight 9.
Oh no.
But thank you very much.
How did you
Abe.
manage this?
Dexterity on a warrior? I don't know.
Oh, you know what?
So-
Fair.
So, anybody who got less than 16,
Damn it.
you are going to take 70 points of electricity damage.
70 points? Good thing I have evasion because, God, that would have been hell. I would have been down.
And anybody that got 16 or higher will only take 35 points of damage. The polar bear is behind a column, obviously, and is not subject to this.
And Chauncey. The polar bear and Chauncey are hidden.
And and Chauncey.
Oh my
Oh, thank God.
But you see rising from the ground a filthy serpentine creature with like 12 legs. This is a huge monstrosity.
Just to clarify, I do have evasion, so I take no damage, right?
Yeah, you managed to get out of the way.
Okay.
Oh, I'm the exact same. Thank you.
As am I.
Oh.
So all of you just are fine. It's just
Except for
Kate.
Maltovan really took a big brunt of it, but evasion helped. It made it only 35 instead of 70.
Oh, so
Yeah, it's
I'm
a-
the only one that took all the damage? Okay,
Oh, yeah,
okay,
you
I
took
see how
all
it
of it.
is. I
So
see how it is.
you see Cade just flying back and slamming into a wall in her armor. As this giant Bahir suddenly appears and starts making its way towards Chauncey, obviously intent on eating your pony.
Don't fuck with my pony. I'm gonna abjure the fuck out of the thing. Sorry, I'm swearing, but I'm gonna abjure my enemy. Channel divinity. So DC 17 wisdom saving throw to be frightened and speed reduced to 0 so I can cut it in half.
Nice.
Stay away from my pony.
Yeah, don't eat the pony. Oh, it only got 7. So its speed is 0 now.
Yep.
So it's now, you see it just sort of like stop and sort of take stock of the situation, sort of looking around. What else are you gonna do?
I want to try to cut it in half with my great sword.
I'm gonna need you to give me a better explanation than I try to.
Okay, fine. I am as it's running towards Chauncey, which was the last present that my father, who is now dead, gave to me. I am gonna feel the sword on my back, glowing with like hatred and rage, and I'm gonna pull it off and just try to go through him.
I want to know which way you're going through him.
I want to sideways. I want to try to.
So you slam this. So you sort of you. So this thing is probably about 20 feet long with a whole bunch of different legs. What I'm seeing here, what I'm hearing is that like you take your sword and you like just slam it into this thing's mouth, and then you just
keep going.
All the way along this thing.
Yeah, just anime run it. Yeah.
And then the top just sort of falls off, just slides off to one side.
I made a giant sandwich. It's a loaf of bread. Bon appetit.
Yeah. Absolutely. As soon as that happens, you see the polar bear just like start jumping around and like jumps over there and just starts eating the insides of the behir.
That's really cute. That's a point for the bear arcade. Like maybe they're not.
So you have all just witnessed Cade one shot a huge monster that had thrown Cade across the room. What's going on?
Remind me not to mess with you in a fight.
Valiantly protecting her pony.
That was very impressive.
Love Chauncey.
Cade doesn't take offense to you trying to hurt her, but don't touch the horse.
Yeah, Chauncey doesn't hurt anybody. He's a really good pony. He carries me wherever I need to go, and he never asks for anything except for apple and a sugar cube. And if you're gonna fight, it's gonna be with me, okay?
And Chauncey just comes over to you and like nuzzles you. This little nozzle. Little nozzle.
It's gonna be okay, Chauncey.
Oh my god. I'm going to having only took half of it, I did still get like shocked and launch my automatic defense systems from my crystal dust, my shard duster activated to help brunt most of the blow, but I get off, dust myself off, and kind of look at the in twain remains of a behir on the ground. Mm-hmm. There's likely to be more of them, though I believe we should try to keep some of them alive as a means of protection.
As long as they don't go after the damn horse, okay? I'm not liable.
Noted. We will ensure that there is a appropriate space for Chauncey and the bear. Carpet is what you called it?
Tentatively. It does resemble a carpet, does it not?
Well,
does anybody have crafting skills? And if so, which skills do you have?
I believe I do. Let me just double check.
I have wood carver's tools.
It's not going to do much here.
And I'm proficient.
I'm a chef. I could cook the behir.
I have masons, tools, tinkers, and wood carvers.
Masons, wood carvers, and tinkers?
Yeah, and thieves' tools.
Yeah, that's not going to do anything. What about you, Bella?
I don't think I have... I think I have wood carvers, and that's it.
Apparently, you all love carving wood.
Yes.
Not carving, but
That's where.
Oh,
that's,
I also
that's
have an
where all of
herbalism
those-
kit, of course. I
You
did
have
forget
what?
that I have that. An herbalism kit and thieves' tools and
Okay.
dice if we want to play dice.
Right, absolutely. Sullivan, do you have any?
I've got a violin. Does that count?
It's sadly in this situation, it's not going to help a whole lot.
Well. Sullivan will hold up the violin, and I could play the violin.
To be fair, I do have right tools for the job. I couldn't turn a set of tools into any other set of tools.
Then you may make me either an intelligence or wisdom check, whichever one you'd like.
Intelligence, please, and thank you.
All right, let's see. Let's see what you get.
18.
An 18. All right, cool. You look at the in half Bahir, and you realize a couple of things. One, that the entire top of the Bahir could absolutely be turned into like either a fun, fancy like floor covering, or into some sort of armor if you had the right tools. And if you put some resin or something in the bottom of it, it would actually make a pretty awesome feast table.
Oh yeah, we're saving that. That is going to be our centerpiece.
Yes. So now, what would you like to do? You've made some decisions about what you're going to do about the Underdark. Where are we headed?
Let's secure this immediate area. Bella, would you like to accompany me on scouting out the nearby hostile wildlife?
I would prefer it, yes.
In my absence, please, someone clean up the remains of that here.
Sullivan's
to
already
damage it.
gone.
Oh, of course.
Where did Sullivan head off to?
Into the shadows. He figured there might be work in the near future.
Yeah, that's a good call. That's a good call.
Kate takes off her helmet and her gauntlets and starts getting ready to pick all the steaming entrails and shit off the ground.
Fantastic.
Grown-ups always making me do work.
Manic sees for the first time that Kate is a teenage girl.
I'm
You
not
can-
going to comment.
Just take your gloves off. It helps. It doesn't stain the metal and the leather so much. You can wash your fur, I'm sure, right?
Yes, unlike most cat people, I don't like to lick myself, so I do prefer to dip my hands in water.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll just clean up after. They always do this, right? It's always, ooh, I'm the brain, so I have to go make a plan. And then Bella, Bella is amazing. I love her so much. I really hope that I can be like her when I get older. And then Sullivan's just like, deuces. So yeah, this is just kind of what happens. I'm sorry. It looks like you're stuck here in the kid table with me.
Yeah. As you are
fine.
sort of talking and picking up some entrails, suddenly you get tugged by the bear, who now thinks you don't know if it thinks you're trying to steal its food or if it's playing a game, but this is a big bear, tugging on some Bahir entrails with you on the other end. What's you
No,
gonna
it
do?
wants to play.
Should we just leave it for him to eat?
Yeah, maybe
For the
just
bear
like
to eat, I'm
scoot
sure it will.
on the side, like I don't want Malty to yell at me if we don't do what he said to do. And he said clean it up, so we should clean it up. But the bear cleans, so that counts. So
Yeah.
we should be okay.
There you go.
I'm not very strong, so we could use the bear to help us pull it. So it can pull and we'll push.
Yeah.
As you fashion a delightful harness out of Bahir entrails
And Kate stays as far away from the bear as possible.
to drag him here, I think we're going to head over to the other party and see what Maltovan and Bella are doing. Sullivan, are you sticking around here, or are you following the other two?
Sullivan's gone. Sullivan's not even on camera right now. He's just gone.
Sullivan
Yeah.
has literally gone into the shadows.
So
that
we got
happens.
up like probably 10 seconds ago. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Good.
Just eyebrow wiggle disappears again.
Good.
Okay.
Fabulous. Good times. So, where are you all heading? You're heading out into the Underdark?
Yes.
Yes.
All right,
Goalless.
fabulous. Are we seeking entrances to the Underdark, or are we just trying to clear the area of wildlife?
Clear the area of wildlife and like take note of what's here. See if there's might be like Maltoven's main goal is to take note of the current wildlife and see if any of it is trainable to become.
I was also
own
going to say
defense
that was my
dogs.
goal.
Oh, we're on the same page.
Maybe not so much trainable, but at least like herdable and like tieable. Basically, like, can we get them to stay near our base and act as guards while we avoid them?
Of course.
Absolutely. Let's check it out. There's definitely like all kinds of different basic Underdark wildlife that you're going to see. There's a lot of fungi, a lot of rats, a lot of very sort of interesting, aberrant sort of things that you can't quite identify. Is there anything in particular that you're looking for?
Something with. I'm looking for like a creature that has a very defined, like eusocial-esque hierarchy that we could manipulate.
Exploit.
Yeah.
So a pack animal of some kind.
Yes.
All right. Absolutely. Roll me a D10.
Okay.
Each of you.
10.
A 10.
7. Yeah.
All right, so let's go to 7 first. Could you please roll me a D20?
Of course.
And let's just see what you find.
7 again.
A
One more
7.
7 in that jackpot.
You definitely find some creatures that live in a hierarchical structure. Sadly, it is giant spiders. You stumble into a section of the Underdark with webbing thick and smelling of drained corpses.
That is foul.
What would you like to do with this?
I look over to our dear druid. You might be able to communicate with them.
Communicate with I can try. We want those? Is this our best bet?
Well,
For
this is a good
guards?
start. Webs are a deterrent.
We also need a way to get through the webs.
Fair enough.
As you are saying this, you see, Bella, as you're talking about Telvin, you just see like a whole bunch of eyes just slowly rising above Maltovin's head.
Maltoven does not notice this.
Okay, maybe we should hold on. And I wild shape into a spider, I suppose.
I suppose.
You see the spider behind Maltoven like lift its front legs up like it's about to just sort of grab it, sort of like wiggling at them at you a little. Now it recognizes the friend. It's like, you want to share? You want to
go halvesies?
I think I like as part of like my wild shape of becoming the spider, I kind of like slam down my front legs in front of Maltoven and like scurry him behind me and try and act like big and important.
Big and important.
Absolutely. This thing is now utterly pissed off at you, and spiders are cannibalistic. So you just robbed it of its meal, and it's just gonna try to bite the hell out of you. It's gonna aim directly for like your big old thorax.
Fantastic. I love getting hit in my thorax. Let's go.
It's as it sinks its teeth into you feel it literally like tear away a chunk of your exoskeleton.
Wow, hot. Okay. Yeah, I guess I bite back.
We just hear
What
this.
are these spiders? What can they do? What?
They can bite.
What
They can throw webs. They can spider climb. They can web walk. They can,
Okay, I'm gonna try and like web it up into like one of those gross little like spider tacos, spider burritos.
Absolutely.
Burrito.
There is as soon as you spray it, you realize that because spiders can walk on webs, it knows how to deal with this.
Yeah.
So it literally, like, as you're spraying it, you see it literally, like, sort of like using 6 of its legs to just a bit tie it up. And it looks almost like it's like sort of crocheting a little thing.
Crochet to
That's
start.
very fun. That's a very talented spider.
Yes. There's
So being one of these spiders, do I get a sense that there is anything I can do to communicate to this other spider?
They tend to communicate via chemicals. So you could try something like that if you gave it like there was like something in your bag or something like that that didn't smell great.
Okay. Something on my bag that doesn't smell great. I guess like a stale ration or something. I don't know. What could my like can't I
To a
produce
spider, a
chemicals
stale
as the
ration-
spider or no?
You can what?
Can't I like produce chemicals as the spider?
You absolutely can. Why don't you make me? What would this be? Essentially, it'd be like a biology. Make me a medicine check to see if you understand your new form well enough.
Fantastic. 32.
32!
Yeah, no, you play with spiders your whole goddamn life. Like you know what's going on.
I know a thing or two about producing bodily chemicals.
Yeah, absolutely. You essentially use the same sort of feeling as when you're producing poison to produce some very interesting scents. What do you want to tell the spider?
I basically want to like that I'm
Yo,
the
where's your
alpha.
boss? Where's your boss?
Where's
want
your
to-
boss?
I want to exude alpha chemicals,
I wanna
whatever
be
that's
alpha.
gonna mean.
Dominance. I am the boss.
Absolutely. As soon as you, I love that. I want to speak to your manager.
I am not a Karen spider.
As you produce your Karen chemicals. Absolutely.
Alright.
This spider, you see it run off immediately. And a couple seconds later, you see some of the webs sort of shaking, and you see like 3 spiders appear, and all of them are dragging like freshly killed prey.
Althoven's just
Okay.
looking up at this and what did you tell them?
Can I even
speaking.
speak as a spider? I don't.
I'm
think I
talking
can,
to you
right?
telepathically.
Oh, I'm smelling like an alpha.
Yeah.
What
So
does that mean?
the alpha to a spider is in fact would be like the biggest, largest female.
Right.
Because
correct,
the males
yes.
understand that their job is just to like give a little sperm to the ladies,
Correct.
and
Yes. Yeah.
then- then the ladies get to eat them. So they're literally trying to bring you something so you will not eat them because now they think you're gonna eat them.
Okay. I accept this offering.
Please tell me you eat the corpses.
I eat the corpses.
Yes!
You are very full.
Be
Okay.
the frog you want to see in the world. I love this.
Oh my god.
Could you
Is there anything that I could think of to make them follow us? Can I just like walk away and will they follow me now?
Typically not, mainly because, again, they're scared you're going to eat them. But you could produce some sort of pheromone that sort of indicates food is here, but that would also make them aggressive.
We do have the hair bits.
The hair bits?
But yeah, we have the hair bits back at base. We do technically have food at base.
We do technically have food at base. I was also thinking of trying to like reverse bioengineer the alpha smell and put it on carpet.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yes.
Oh my god.
Distill those. If you could get those chemicals to Maltovan, he could absolutely do that for you.
There is
Where's the pheromone sack, Kyle?
I'm going to give you the gift from Snowflake, the fabulous spell.
Okay.
Because you can create chemicals with your own body, every time you wild shape, if they communicate by scent, you can learn to produce that scent.
Like when I'm not in the wild shape?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Amazing. I love that. I love that so
That's
much.
so badass.
Fantastic. Thank you, Snowflake. I appreciate you.
So, for something else that you realize with your like 726 in nature, is that spiders feed on the internal fluids of things, and if you were to let them feed on the internal fluids of the behir, it would essentially turn it into leather.
That's extremely useful. All right.
And you were sleeping on the giant spiders.
I was sleeping on the giant spiders. I guess I think I'm going to like say do the food is here smell and just kind of book it. I'm gonna try and like. Oh wait, can I like think to you, Maltovan, and
Yes,
can you hear it?
Yes, I'm hearing everything you're. I'm
That is
hearing the stream of
absolutely
thoughts.
terrifying. Awful. I hate you. I think about you getting on my back.
Right. And Maltovan just leaps up with one like burst of his windwalkers. He lands on your back.
All right, I'm gonna do the fruit is here and just sprint back to our place.
Absolutely. So as you start putting that out, you start collecting more spiders. And as you head back towards base, everybody in base, you can give me a perception check at disadvantage. Because, you know, spiders are ambush hunters and literally do not.
What?
Damn. Cade.
Technically, not a natural one.
Not a natural one though.
It was
Yeah.
a two.
You are just like neck deep in Bahir entrails right now. Do not notice anything.
I'm still worried about that damn bear. It's gonna turn on me. I know it.
Yeah, it's gonna one day. Manic, you sort of feel something, but not really. You can tell something is happening, but you have no idea what it is.
Do you sense that?
Is what?
And Sullivan, where are you right now?
Sullivan, not far. He is also scouting out the terrain, but in his mind, it's just kill anything immediately hostile. And that sounds like more fun than cleaning up a bay here.
Absolutely. So as you get to the entrance to this space, are you going to continue laying out there's food here pheromone?
Is there any kind of fear pheromone?
There's danger. There's danger pheromone. Yeah.
I'm going to instantly just like pheromone fart all over the inside of this castle. Danger. and keep and like try and like keep them outside of the immediate castle vicinity or whatever, the ruins.
There is you've got some very confused spiders because they smell the food is here thing and there's no food, and then they suddenly smell there's danger here pheromone. So you have a bunch of spiders sort of milling around outside.
Okay, good. This is good. I'll think. Maltobin, want to explain the situation?
Oh, yes. I leap off, head back inside to the ruins. Hi! We're back. We have giant spiders. We need those. Wait. Why is half of the Bahir gone?
The bear got hungry.
Well,
Yeah, the bear's been eating the entrails and the internal organs. There's
we'll bring the other half outside so we can feed our new gods.
Alright.
I hope none of you are arachnophobic.
Okay,
No,
I
not
guess
really.
we'll haul this dead giant 20-foot long body outside.
Hang on, we just bought it inside,
I know.
and then we got
I
to take it
told
back
you.
outside.
Yeah.
Things change.
as you begin getting towards the outside, there is just you see hundreds of giant spiders just filling the caverns, looking for the food.
I mean,
And as you drag the Bahir near it, they all smell the fresh blood. And you just watch as probably 24 spiders immediately start webbing this thing up.
Quickly
It
gonna
just
try to
works.
run away.
You
Try not
what?
to get. I'm gonna try not to get webbed. That's a lot.
That's a lot of web coming at your
As long
back.
as you stay behind your new queen spider, like you should be fine.
I love how there's so much white sticky stuff, and Sullivan's not even here to enjoy it.
I know. So sad. Sorry, Sullivan. There's
He gets plenty on his own. It's fine.
The sticky really throws me off here. Where are you getting the sticky stuff?
as you watch as just in probably a couple of minutes, like this Bahir is just drained of all of the fluid that was inside it.
I'm going to approach to pick up the rest of the Bahir bits. The dried Bahir bits.
So it's still, they didn't like tear it apart or anything like that. They did what they normally do. They injected a venom that like disintegrates bones and tissue.
Turn
And
into a
then
fine slurry.
sucked it all out.
I'll
Ooh,
take
the
those
worst
skins.
kind of grits.
Worst kind of grit. Oh my god!
Bahir slurry grits. Yeah.
I love grits, but I do
Oh
not
my
like
God.
Bahir grits.
Bahir
Oh.
grits. I know what I bring to the potluck today.
Yeah.
You won't be invited back.
You're all terrible people.
But yes, I'm just going to collect the skins, and you're going to see as I walk over to I'm gonna put in my mason's tool. Actually, no, my woodworking tools, and he converts it into a set of leatherworking tools that I am immediately gonna start fashioning this into a saddle fit for a giant spider. I'm gonna have a giant spider mount before this is over.
Oh my god. All right, so he just took the top of the Bahir and made that happen. Are you gonna do anything with the bottom of the Bahir?
Oh, that bottom's going to be a table.
Mhm.
That is going to be our table.
A
That
leather
is.
table.
I love it. I love it. All right, now you have a whole nest of giant spiders outside your dwelling.
Has anyone seen Sullivan?
Ah!
No. Sullivan, are you here somewhere?
Fellstarter?
Oh no, there's a naked woman who's gorgeous. She fell
Wait,
over.
what? Sullivan comes back in with something slung over his shoulder. I heard naked, and I'm curious.
I will admit to a polite curiosity about this.
Oh, there's nothing polite about it. Let's not lie
Nothing
here, all right?
polite about this. This is visceral. This is carnal.
This is
Where is
important,
she?
damn it.
Yeah.
Describe the nudity. I'm curious. He just drops a hook horror corpse beside him.
I'm sorry, what
there's
kind of
no
corpse?
nudity.
Hook
Is this
horror something.
A hookworm?
A hooked
A
horror.
hook horror.
Oh, a hooked horror.
Yeah.
I'm like, a hookworm? Aren't they like that big?
A
Like,
hooked worm corpse.
It's like, it just like drops on the ground. I did it.
That's
I
it.
know there's that.
That would have been funnier, but no.
I did my part. Throws a speck on the ground.
I'd like Sullivan, tell me, this hooked horror, how does it look like this thing died?
This thing looks like it's missing several. This thing looks like it was stabbed with surgical precision in the throat, the heart, and under both arms.
Absolutely. What would you like to do with this hooked horror?
Oh, I have no idea, but I thought we were gathering bodies.
Oh,
something
yeah, no,
Sullivan quite
absolutely. I
likes.
mean, you could toss it out to the giant spiders and give them a little more food.
Yeah. We have giant spiders now. That hooked horror will be
We
good to
have
keep.
giant spiders. They're
Oh.
very friendly.
How friendly.
Well, I wouldn't go trying my luck. There's a couple of hundred of them.
Oh, that's too many for a fun party. Everyone gets all. You start arguing, and it's just not fun.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Right.
Sullivan goes and casually tosses it out the door.
You just hear the silent scurrying of like.
Yeah.
And then this
Absolutely.
It's so unsettling.
It is tasty
Chitin
delight.
on stone slurping.
I'd say that's the most efficient sucking I've ever seen, but let's be honest, it's not.
You would be lying.
Terrible people. So, you have now established this as your base. You've created guards in the form of giant spiders on one side of the base, and now you have soon you will have a pretty table to eat upon, which is great. You're turning it into a home. I told you, it's a goddamn mobile game now.
It's a mobile game. This is our base. We've decided
I
it.
love it. Now we've been at this for about an hour and a half. I think when we come back, we're going to see just what happens when you actually go and explore the Underdark for real.
Oh yeah.
So everybody, please go grab some refreshments, hydrate, go touch some grass, and
Yeah.
go visit all of our fabulous sponsors because they are absolutely glorious. And we will be back in just a few moments after we do the same thing. Huzzah!
Hydrate so you don't dehydrate.
And, I hope that all of you are having a glorious, glorious Tuesday. We sure are, as we build out this fabulous villain volcano layer that we are now existing
The
in.
proud owners of.
Absolutely.
Welcome
It's
back to
important.
Better Layers in Villainy. I'll be your host, Sullivan. Now, I'm going to need all of you to line up by range of attractiveness to
Mhm.
various cultures. We'll get through
Mhm.
you all eventually. Don't worry, I've got plenty.
No, this is important. This is a good greeting for the minions is absolutely essential. We have got a giant Bakir table,
Mhm.
a saddle now for a giant spider. We've got a teeth raining dream realm and giant spider guards all along the space. But now it's time to go and see what's outside of your perfect little villa now.
As we make our way to the Myconid Market.
Now, as you head there, you pass the now fairly empty section of the caves covered in spider webs that up till now held hundreds of giant spiders. Now it looks deep, deep inside. You see that it holds just one very sad little queen spider. All alone. Would you like to keep going? Would you like to investigate?
I'll investigate this, see what this queen's all about.
As soon as you enter her lair, you realize that she is desperate and starving because the people that were bringing her food are no longer doing so. She immediately charges you as soon as she sort of feels the heat in your veins.
As is like approaching, it's like, oh, you poor soul. I'm flamethrower, thank you.
So as they approach, suddenly it's just whoosh. And sad Spider Queen, you hear like a sizzle and a pop as like thousands of little like giant spider eggs start exploding in the heat.
Oh, no! And like Moldovan rushes over, he loads a gust of wind in there to try to to quell some of the flames before they reach the rest of the eggs.
Yeah, no, this is...
Nope.
Yeah, the spider webs are incredibly flammable, and you just watch as like everything in the cavern just goes up in flames. The Spider Queen is just dead and roasted, you know. So Spider Queen's not a problem anymore. There you go.
Well, Bella, I've secured your rule as the new queen.
I noticed. Thank you.
You're welcome.
think.
Although I don't think you want to be quite as hot as the old queen.
Right?
That will be the goal.
Like,
Remind me later that those are very flammable.
Yeah.
Will do.
Yeah.
And Meltoven has like since taken one of the charred legs and broken it up into like bits of jerky, notches on one, and offers some to Manic. Yeah, I'm not sure if you've eaten yet.
Thank you very much. It's a bit chewy, but it'll do. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you want to check anything out in there?
Well, with all of the webs burned away, has there been anything newly revealed?
Sullivan will go look.
You see a lot of corpses of different things. You see plenty of myconid corpses, you see dwerger corpses, you see drow corpses, but you also see lots and lots of animal corpses all over the place. If you'd like to check things out, you may give me an investigation check.
Will do. Never know what you might
24.
find. 21.
Okay,
You beat me.
So which one of you is doing the investigating? Because Moltoman's the only one that said they were.
Are you kidding? Moltoven's not going to do this himself. He's going to delegate.
You know what? Fair enough. That is entirely within character.
Totally true. Absolutely. So, Sullivan, what you find is that there's not a whole lot there, but you can definitely find like basic armaments and armors, things like that, of people that were like adventurers down here. But you also, as you sort of search some of them, with a 24, as you are searching the bags, you find that many of the bags are filled with crystals from magical items that got disempowered.
So, does anyone want their day to be a bit more magical? As he holds up a bag of crystals, just one, and motions to more.
Moldovan looks down at his windwalkers that he's wearing, sees the fuel gauge is like nearing empty, and just looks back to Sullivan. Spellstarter, you never cease to amaze me. And walks over, collects like 2 bags worth, and ties them to Amp.
As you get close to Sullivan, you may make me a perception check if you'd like.
Oh boy, I'm so good at these. Really not. That's a 3. I'm consistently
you are
bad at
really
it.
Sullivan.
happy. He is just handing you a fabulous bag of crystals, and it's awesome.
Thank you.
There's in that bag. There's probably about like 5 crystals in there. as you search further into all the bags, you can probably find another like maybe 10 crystals total.
That's good.
This area.
15 crystals richer.
As you pass through these now completely burned out sections of caves, you see a fork in the path on the other side. One of them leads slightly upwards, one of them leads slightly downwards.
Well, down, right? We want to go down, and the roads will only go in one direction. So, obviously, the one that goes up, the one that goes down, goes down.
But remember, we just came from a path that was completely blocked by a web of spiders. This was not perhaps the most direct route to where we're going.
Manic, do any of these caves look familiar to you? On your trek out?
This is not the way that we came. We came through the opposite end of that temple.
Of course. Perfect.
So which direction?
I shall defer to Bella on this one. You're the best scout amongst us. I lean on your wisdom.
Is there any kind of breeze coming from either direction?
There's sort of like that gentle meandering breeze that you'll get in a cave, just because of like temperature differentials between the top of the cave and the bottom of the cave. But not any sort of like direct like wind, like nothing is bringing you the scent of outdoors.
Right. Well, we wouldn't be trying to get outdoors anyway. So which one has
smell like mushroom?
Oh, which one has like a general like? Oh, you know what? That's a really good point. Hold on. Would I know that like would I know that if Michaelin, how do you say their name?
Michaelin.
Michaelin. Would I know if Michaelin have some kind of like fungal networking that they can use to like get around?
They don't. It's not like they can use the mycelial network to like teleport themselves. But you know,
I just meant like.
Having lived in forests, you know that there is that some who are very strong can utilize the sort of underground network of fungi to communicate.
Okay. I don't think I can wild shape into a myconin, can I?
No, because technically it's a plant.
Right. Yeah. Of course. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm gonna try and like look at the ground to see if I can see any kind of like mushroom networks or spores or anything.
Absolutely. Make me a survival check. Let's see what this looks like.
Yikes. 13.
Oh, that is a yikey.
A 13. Does anybody want to, I don't know if chat, if anybody wants to give them advantage?
Oh, I'll do that. I'll give him advantage. Go right ahead. I'll do.
All right, roll it again. Let's see. Let's see, Bella.
21.
Okay, yes.
Nice, much better.
There you go. You actually notice that there are traces of fungi in both directions. Since you got over 20, you notice that the fungi, as you sort of move north, there's a strange smell to them, and the fungi down to the south and going downwards are a little, like, they smell a little gentler.
Gentler?
Yeah.
I guess I go the strong way.
Absolutely.
Right.
As you bend a corner, you stop and you see that the entire space has been filled with mushrooms. There's literally a wall of mushrooms. And there's all these mushrooms sort of coating the walls. You may make me a nature.
I still have a 0 in nature because we haven't fucking fixed that yet.
Well, anybody who has the nature, who has proficiency in nature, may make me a nature check.
I got high end, but no proficiency in nature.
Is it something that I could substitute medicine for, or is that not related? I'm not sure what you're trying to get out of the roll.
I'll accept a medicine roll.
35.
Oh my god.
Dear
I
Lord.
should never accept medicine rolls from you.
We need to give Bella appropriate, proficiencies in nature. It makes no sense that she doesn't have it.
You're a monster. Sorry. So, with a 35 in medicine, you immediately recognize that you do not want to get anywhere near these mushrooms.
Okay.
You look at them and you recognize you have seen what happens with these mushrooms. You occasionally have, in recent times, over the past several months, you have occasionally needed to kill creatures that were created by these mushrooms. These are cordyceps fungi. You know that what they do is they spray their spores and they will slowly infect another creature. And then that creature slowly, they will find their way to someplace high so that they can then, their entire body then gets taken over by these mushrooms, splits open and sprays spores into the air, spreading it further. As you recognize this, you suddenly realize that many of the mushrooms that make up this wall of mushrooms look like a little humanoid. And that they did not used to be mushrooms.
Okay, everybody just start backing up. Nobody touch the walls. Don't touch anything you see. We're going the other way. I've led you astray.
What exactly have you walked us into?
They will infect you and make you a mushroom, essentially.
They will turn you into a mushroom.
Yes. And a vehicle for other mushrooms. A zombie.
As you begin to have this conversation, you then hear, as though through the wall of mushrooms, somebody out there, please help us.
Nope.
We've been trapped here for so long.
Nope, sorry.
Please.
Bye. We're leaving.
Oh God.
I look up. What do I see?
You don't see anything. The wall of mushrooms is all the way across the
opaque.
table.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Is someone in there?
It doesn't matter. We're not going in there.
It's not just someone. There's a whole city in here.
Sucks. Fucking sucks. Let's go.
What was your city before they became mushrooms?
It was Zaxalax.
What did you specialize in? What was your main export? What was your main export?
Are we doing a sociology lesson right now?
No, he just wants to know if you have worth. If you're useful to him, then maybe he'll help you. Otherwise, sorry about your bad luck.
We were one of the most powerful drow cities in the Underdark.
Apparently not powerful enough. I mean,
you were bested by mushrooms.
You will be bested by mushrooms too if you don't help us.
I honestly believe, yes.
You should know better than anyone how the smallest of things sometimes have the most power.
Is that a slight against my height?
I would think with that giant brain you would understand that it was literally the opposite.
Fair.
Well, are we gonna burn
I
it
feel
all?
like Bella's already left.
Bella is already out of here.
I'm noping.
Yeah.
I have a piece of cloth over my mouth. I'm not taking any chances.
What is your name?
I am Valtu.
Okay, back to blah 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 blah. We'll tell everybody that your city's gone.
Yeah, oh my God.
Guys, if he's in there, he's already gone.
He's already gone. Are you the only living one in there right now?
There are still hundreds of us left where there were thousands before.
Bella, question. Is there any known cure for this ailment?
God in my brain. Is there any known cure for this ailment?
With a 35 in medicine, you would know that there is no non-magical cure for this, although some people can, in fact, withstand the infection. Some people's immune systems are strong enough that they just, as soon as the spores enter, they're destroyed. You know the spores do not survive fire, but also any sort of cure disease spell would work.
Nothing mundane, but there's nothing non-mundane anymore. We can burn them all alive if you want.
Are you suffering?
We're starving to death.
All right. Let's all clear out.
Sorry, I'm shoving food in my mouth.
As you're starving.
Gah, gah, gah.
Well, Bella, I don't believe that's very merciful. Starving. So,
They're not my kills.
fair enough. Let them be mine. Manic. Hi. How are you?
I'm fine. This would be a mercy killing for them. I am only going to count it as one kill, though.
Fair enough. Well, I completely forgot your name. I was going to say you'll be remembered, so I guess you know that is a lie. Goodbye. Amp, flamethrowers, have fun for 10 minutes. I say that as I am walking out. I'm just like, about face, walking away. Amp's flamethrowers are going at it.
I would cover
Absolutely.
all of your skin if I were you.
I present my duster that I am wearing already like covered head to toe.
I put my hood and my mask up.
Absolutely. So as you leave, there's no danger for you because you are burning everything in sight.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. After about 10 minutes, the flames stop. The flamethrowers stop going. And have you all just headed the other direction?
I waited for Amp, not going to leave by far one of my greatest creations unattended.
Oh.
So I'm just going,
As you see the mushrooms succumbing to the fire, you see the way open up, and there is a huge drow city behind this wall of fungi. Giant temple that looks like there was a pretty insane battle that happened here. And you see hundreds of drow who look totally emaciated. As you look across the city, you see that there seem to be two other entrances to the city, and both of them are completely covered in these mushrooms. But the city itself is fine.
Oh. So Sullivan, who was playing the violin in Time with Flames, stops playing. Well, this is an interesting development, isn't it?
Yes.
Do
I wonder
we
if
upgrade?
they have. I just want weapons. Like if there's a chance to see what like shiny new toys the drows play with, I'm cool with that.
And there's likely to be a lot of crystals as well.
Also, we
the
could
drow would be
upgrade.
very grateful for us saving their lives.
I mean, we set fire to a lot of them, so.
Yes.
Well,
There's also
these ones are alive.
They learned very quickly. To stay away from the fungi.
Yeah.
So
These
you
are alive. They
killed
have a
people
way
that were
out.
already dead.
Oh, perfect. So let's present ourselves to this drow kingdom. Let them know that there is an exit. You're welcome.
Each of you may make an insight check.
Of course. Insight.
We're
14.
super wise, so this is gonna go great.
31!
Oh my god. Maltovan, so anybody
21.
that got above a 20, you recognize instantaneously that these drow are desperate and that you're a little bit food to them. So you see several of them just very sort of quickly like, yes, come, thank you. We must have a feast for our victors, for our saviors.
We
You
have
are-
food.
What?
We have food if you want it. It is spider-based food, but we have food if you want it.
Yeah, as soon as you say that, you literally start seeing some of them salivating.
I think maybe drow might be good to have along with spiders, maybe, as protection for our base. Or we move our base here.
True. Both are good options. Hello. My name is Maltovan. These are my associates. As you can see, we have allowed your city an opportunity to exit. And we will give you resources with which to not starve to death. Betray us, you die.
Painfully,
Who is
over a
in
long
charge
period
here?
of time.
You hear them all whispering, and you hear the words, "Matron, they must be just like the old matron, just like Calaxia." Yes, and they all look at you and say, "Of course, this is the way we have lived for quite some time."
Good. How far
As
are we?
you are talking, though,
on?
you start seeing tiny little mushrooms popping up in the area that you just burned.
Burn it.
Amp. Maintain the exit, please, and thank you. I'm gonna roll for Amp. See if he's becoming sentient. This is like my third command I gave him today. There's a 5% chance that he becomes alive.
I hope he does.
That's a
I
21.
do
Not
too.
still a robot. Good. Still a robot. As
Unfortunately.
you just the flamethrowers at a steady go, just burning any mushrooms that try to crop up at the entrance. As you can see, we do not have all day. Please orderly exit this place before it becomes sealed off forever once more.
You see one of them running over to what was obviously the central temple to Lulz. Gorgeous onyx building with 8 spider legs coming out of it. They disappear inside, and you hear this gong start going, and you see hundreds of drow sort of like pop their heads up out of their dwellings. And when they see that the entrance is open, there is a straight up stampede to get there. People are being just trampled in the street. They do not care.
Sullivan is going to try to
Hey.
pick up anyone who falls.
Of
But
Swarm,
they're
literally
way too far
ninja-
away from you right now. They're still hundreds of feet away.
seeing the stampede,
How many
Maltovan.
hundreds?
You what?
How many hundreds of feet?
Probably about like 300 feet.
Oh, that's in range.
What are you about to do?
Sullivan uses the cape of the mountebank to pop in and shadow steps out with the other person.
Oh, nice.
The scarf around his neck envelops the rest of him, leaving a puff of smoke. He scoops the person up and pops out in one of the dwellings.
Fabulous.
Oh, Swarm, can you please quell them?
There's nothing I can do. They've been starving for far too long, and they see freedom after being imprisoned here for months.
I apologize. That was not directed at you. That was towards my associate. I turn to Cade.
Oh, What you want me to hit him?
No,
Oh.
command them. Calm this stampede, please.
Oh, do I have? I mean, it's kind of funny. It's a little bit funny. Like, look, that old man just punched that kid. Come.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I have to? Do I really have to?
I would appreciate it if you did.
Okay, I want to use my touchstone to try to calm the crowd and get them to act it.
What aspect of your touchstone are you using?
That is what I'm trying to find the exact name of. I would consider this would be, well, I don't know if this would work or not, but I would consider this would be violence, the way that they're running and everything. So I'm wondering if I can try to hold, even if it's just for a second, instead of just hold a singular person, hold the crowd using my touchstone and just be like, everybody calm down.
Okay. So let's see. So the binding word, so you can use suggestion on them. You can do hold person. Yes.
Yes, or suggestion or big ups for like to get them to be orderly.
Yeah.
You, I think, because they are typically, are aimed at an individual person, you as someone who has been trained in military strategy, give me an intelligence check. And I want to see if you can identify the people in the crowd that you would need to give a suggestion to or a geas to in order to help calm everybody.
16.
Nice.
16 is good. I'm going to say that you can, that your geas just sort of rebounds, like you can't figure out why, but it just does not work this time. Probably because some of the person who is just in a panic and you can't get through that. But you send out several suggestions to people and they start sort of forming more orderly, like people will sort of like step out of line and create like human borders down side streets so that everybody is at least tunneling the same way. And everyone starts like being a little calmer as they see that the exit to the cave is still there and all of that. So fabulous. Good job with that.
Sullivan
Very
is-
begrudgingly, by the way. Like, I would rather watch these people, Black Friday their way through the entrance, but...
I need to make that a spell.
Black Friday. Black Friday
Sullivan
sale.
You become so obsessed with a specific item that you are literally willing to kill someone to get it.
Oh
Like,
my God.
absolutely.
It has to be an item worth 100 gold or less.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Sullivan is ninjaing his way into the crowd anytime he sees someone fall and athleticking out with
Fabulous.
his new friend.
With his new friend, Sullivan using a mass panic to build a harem.
I believe it.
You start seeing that these mushrooms are growing faster and you can feel the presence of something coming. Like there is an oppressiveness in the air around you. What are you
Hey,
gonna
I'd
do?
really like to get out of here.
I can feel an oppressiveness in the air. It feels like something is coming.
I can also feel that oppressiveness in the air. It does feel like something is coming.
Yes.
I am quite literally flying in the air and I have no idea what you two are on about.
They're not talking about air pressure, though.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, it's barometric. Okay, like this. So I'm gonna say you have about 5 rounds total before these walls start going in full swing and your fire isn't gonna work anymore.
Got it. We need to get these. How much does how many? if you can give me a ballpark percentage of how many people have made it out of this door, out of the entrance.
They are just beginning to reach the entrance right now, so no one yet.
Got it. We need to expedite this. Oh, I'm going to exhaust myself. And I'm going to have Beethoven fly down within the crowd and begin to use his touchstone in order to sporadically, like, prioritizing whoever's, like, the front of the crowd, like, taking time and pushing it forward, and just rail-gunning people out of the area by, like, hasting.
So, what you are seeing as you are doing this is that the people at the back of the line are getting slower and slower and slower, and the people at the front of the line are getting faster and faster. As people begin to exit very quickly, you realize that there's probably about like 400 people left, like in the city. You'll probably be able to get like 50 of them out at this rate.
I call out to, Bella. Is there anything you can transform into that might be able to ferry more people out swifter?
Nope.
Right now,
I turn into a falcon and I fly out myself.
Oh my God!
That is correct. You absolutely get an inspiration for doing exactly what Bella would fucking do. Seeing a whole bunch of people, you're burning a bunch of fungus, and you're trying to save a bunch of people. And that is not Bella's cup of tea.
Martoven looks at the situation. Well, 50 will have to do. And
you see, as you are pushing time further and further, you literally see the people in the back begin to like crystallize as you have absorbed all of the speed that they have and given it to the people at the front. And you see this sort of wave of crystal moving through the crowd. It looks like doing this, you'll actually probably be able to get 70 or 80 people out. You'll need to get out yourself. And probably about 100 of these people are going to be crystallized. And then another like 200 of them are just going to be trapped here.
Sucks to suck. We could have left you all to starve. Some of you will live. Your lineage will go on. Good luck.
Sucks to suck is a good way to say this, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, not like after making the calculations, seeing the metrics of it, once like it's clear that he's only going to be able to save like around 80 or so of them, he's just like, yep, I'm okay with these odds. I can maintain control over 80 individuals. Way better than I could. Hundreds of you guys anyway. So this is better for me. And begins to like make his way out.
Are you all going to dip out?
I'm going to have to, yes.
As you all run through, you see that the mushrooms are getting bigger. Not big enough to send out spores yet, but that will soon change. You've got dozens of people out. And you see the mushrooms begin growing again. As you look back, you see suddenly the mushrooms all throw out a cloud of spores. And as that clears, you see that the people on the other side are fine. For a moment.
Oops.
And then you watch as they sort of stop, turn around, and immediately start trying to tear apart all of their friends. As you watch them get covered in mushrooms and they start to become the wall themselves.
So, does immunity to disease prevent one from being infected with these? Was that what I Galeen
It would,
here?
yes. Mm-hmm.
In which case, Sullivan is the last one out, and right up until he has to leave, he is shadow stepping into behind the mushroom and pulling people back with him.
Fabulous.
Well, then I'll help. If Sully's in there, then I'm immune, and I have a 10-foot aura that makes people immune to disease or something. I don't know.
If we can
Poison
get
or
even
disease.
another 20 out, like,
Absolutely. You
If
can
I-
it
definitely
would
get,
be
you
so
you could
much more
probably get-
grateful.
you could probably get another like dozen or so people out before you suddenly see that the mushrooms are growing so fast that they're actually starting to encompass these people as well.
Bella is a needlessly safe distance away, sitting and whittling wood.
Nice. Maltoven is addressing the crowd, quelling them. As you can see, you are all the survivors. You have managed to carry on. Your city, though it has fallen to disease, lives on within each of you. We
It
offer
didn't
you.
fall to disease. Fell to that goddamn mushroom.
They are one and the same. I'm not going to quibble
So-
about semantics here.
No,
It's safe to say that you
goddamn
lost.
mushroom. Glapry.
Glapry did this. And Maltoven is going to at first he was like addressing the crowd above their heads. He's going to descend in front of the drow that said this. Tell me everything. Now.
What he's going to describe to you is essentially the drow version, and you can suss out
Oh yeah.
the fact that like the drow definitely were
Did
doing
some
something really wrong.
Uh-huh.
But there is a story about how they had managed to obtain the black orb of dragonkind and actually enslave a dragon, a black dragon, utilizing it. And that they had plans to take over the entirety of the Underdark. But these filthy fucking heroes from Delver's Dream came down, ruined everything, brought a crystal dragon down on their heads, killed their matron, and then ran away. And just because the drow had been trading in a couple hundred slaves to the Lich Queen, apparently Glapry thought that that was bad enough that he had to wall them off with these friggin' cordyceps from the rest of the Underdark.
Anyone who enslaves a dragon should expect nothing but pain in return.
If Bella heard that, she would agree.
Yeah. They all
Oh.
look and they're just like, it's that very typical. So, well, I didn't do it personally. It was the matron. Like
Exactly.
I just work here.
Feel
Did
like
anyone
picking up
actually
on that
say
end.
that?
You what?
Did anyone actually say that?
Like three of the wizards.
So they all get backhands.
Feeling that type of, well, we were just following orders energy, Maltoven is going to take note. Yes, you are all at the whims of your matron, who sadly led you astray. I offer you all an opportunity to leave a legacy far greater than your matron could ever have fathomed. If you join me, follow my leadership, your names will ring out throughout all of the Patchwork Planet, throughout all of the multiverse, as its saviors, and they will bow to you.
As soon as you say they will bow to you, at that point, the drow, up until then, the drow were sort of like obviously thinking about how can we use this situation to our advantage. But as soon as you say it, they're like, okay. Interesting.
We have a
Um,
stronghold.
One of the ones that has been backhanded steps forward and is like, "What would you have of us?"
A mutual trade of goods and services.
We
We
have
offer you
nothing to
food.
trade with.
You have your bodies. We offer you food. We offer you shelter.
Not like that, Manic.
Slut.
In return, you give us your service, your strength, your knowledge. These underdogs may very well one day be under your rule. But before we can achieve that, Delver's dream and the so-called heroes that it employs must be stopped.
As soon as you finish your speech, you hear a gentle voice speak to you. And it says, "Why must the Delvers be stopped?"
Beethoven just gets like a sharp whiplash because all of the mushrooms that Mimir like spawned had Glaffrey's voice.
Yep.
And so he recognizes it immediately. And he turns towards it.
I see you have released the evildoers.
Those which you condemn to death. Yes.
A slow and painful death at that.
Yeah, starving an entire city. I like to kill outright because it's quick, it's easy, you get it done and over with. But
It's
what you did was truly
honest.
evil. Yeah, I'm honest about my killing. You just like to go and let them
couldn't
go
have been.
die off. Ugh.
Well, you may seek to judge my actions. It was done to save many thousands of lives.
At the cost of many thousands of lives that you've deemed irredeemable.
No, Cade.
I
That is
did.
correct. It was a noble sacrifice. A few to save the many.
True.
No, that
It's
was
only
not
noble
sufficient.
if
It
they
was
are
simply-
involved.
It was simply that not a single one of them left the city when offered the chance, knowing what would happen. They died for their pride and nothing else.
So I ask you this. If I were to walk upon your home and mandate that you leave it or perish, what would you do?
The first thing I would do is ask why.
For that matter, where would you go? Especially if the surface spurned your kind.
Somewhere else, there are many places in the Underdark.
Then you would not be opposed to leaving if we decided that your home was far too strategic to allow to continue.
All they had to do was stop murdering people, sacrificing and enslaving them. And they chose not to. That is all.
So your conscience was clear when you committed your atrocities based on theirs.
If you would call it that.
Sounds to me as if you were trying to shift the blame.
Sounds like you're another corrupt leader, just like the ones that you rail against.
Or perhaps I simply see the world vastly differently than you.
Yep, that's what all the tyrants say. Oh, I know so much more than you do. But you know what? No, you're just going to end up dead like everybody else.
Bella, I do apologize. I would have
She's
preferred,
not here.
Wait, oh, how's my barrel go? How's my barrel go?
I literally said needlessly far, like at the entrance of the tunnel, sitting down, like crisscross, whittling tools, is waiting to see if any of you survive.
Oh my god.
I am literally not here.
Oh my god. Well, that means that I don't have to feel bad about killing Glaffrey.
Yeah, I'm kind of just trying to wipe my conscience of all this. Like,
No problem.
you guys do whatever the hell you want. When you get back, I'll address it.
You walled up a people, and you let them starve to death because it was easier for you, because it was kinder to you. Because at the end of the day, you could walk with your head held high. I did not kill them. That
It was their
seem
pride.
to understand my motivation.
truly twisted.
What I did was offer them a very simple way to end it quickly, or a very simple way to leave. That is all, in order to protect everyone else.
You enacted a pogrom.
Essentially, yes.
Then there is no justification.
As you say,
Anything you say is merely you trying to shift your guilt to someone else. Well, if they hadn't done it, I would not have done what I did. At the end of the day, you still did what you did. You committed your action, your pogrom, your genocide.
And Glappry sort of looks down and is like, yes, it was what was necessary.
As this will be. And Maltoven, wasting no time, summons Simulacra of the Time Knife, carves through infinity to appear behind Glappry, heals her time, and use that haste to cleave through her.
So as you do that, you see like the top half of Glappry sort of turn as it's falling and just look at you and just smile.
Eyebrow raised.
And then you see Glappry step out of one of the cordyceps, totally fine, fully formed, and grab a few of the drow.
Unhand them!
And
Maximilian's earthen grasp on Glabbry's current form.
Absolutely. And
Sullivan will then spring across the area, the distance. He's got a 60-foot movement, and try to pull them away, specifically grabbing their arms, kicking in the chest, and pulling back.
And Glappry is held by this earthen grasp, and you grab both of the drow away from him. Says, "You will not succeed. You cannot, in your desire to destroy."
You'll want to talk.
We saved lives.
Indeed. And we shall see what they do with them.
Then leave them in peace.
And you see that there is sort of a little like half of a symbol. It looks like Glappry didn't quite get done with what he was trying to do to the two drow. They could have peace. Will you allow them to have peace?
Every aggressor says that. The peace of subjugation, the peace of death, the peace of the grave. I will not have it.
Or the peace of non-violence.
The freedom of choice.
Certainly. If they choose to harm, they will be destroyed.
That's no choice at all.
Truly, you think that it's not a choice? That violence should just beget violence at all points?
A person with no ability to defend themselves is the right target.
That can be true, depending on where they go and what they do.
They are drow. You are changing one prison for another. No.
Glapri forms a circle with a symbol in it on the wall made of mushrooms and just points to it and says, any who wear this symbol will be welcome in the marketplace.
And those who do not?
Your actions will determine whether you will be welcome.
Noted. I'm just a drow. There's a stronghold not a few hours away from here. And deeper within these tunnels, past the cave of corpses, once home to spiders. And there you will
Arm
find...
yourselves as you go. There should be plenty.
And there you will find our volcanic domain. Rest, eat, build up your strength. And turning to Grapri and presenting his arm. I do enjoy speaking theory with you. And while I disagree with you vehemently, if it could be possible to reach a diplomatic resolution, it would be preferred. And he extends his hand out to be marked.
He looks at you and he says, the mark is not for you. You will not be able to do what you must if I mark you. But if you can convince the drow to accept the mark, a peaceful kingdom will be theirs. It is the same offer I gave them many months ago. They refused. Perhaps you can help them to see that harming
What we talk of is colonialization by any other name. Adapt or die. Yield or die.
Stop killing my people or die. Yes. Many thousands of my myconids were traded to the Lich Queen to become soulless monsters.
Then go to war and wipe them out. You
I did.
end it. You do not cause them to suffer, or you are no better than they.
At no point have I ever claimed to be any better, only to defend my people with all the power that I have at my disposal.
You come with righteousness. You come sure in your own cause. You come sure that you are the kind, benevolent ruler defending your land. All I see are people every bit as tortured as your own.
And they need not be, if they accept the mark and a new
If
home.
they accept your yoke.
Sullivan, my boy, this conversation gets us nowhere. We decline your
Sullivan.
mark. We shall find our own way of strength and power.
I
Sullivan will
need not
shoot.
be the one. I need not be the one to give the mark. They simply must have it.
Sullivan will shoot Moltovan the dirtiest, angriest look he has ever seen on his face. But he will say no more.
The drow shall not bear your mark.
They
And
could
for the
bear my
time,
mark. If we're just talking about marks, I have my own organization. We have bylaws. There's a union. They have dues. There's standard pay. I'll do that. We can give them that.
I'm interested in that. That sounds fun.
Yeah. The union meets twice a month. It's really, really cool.
What if the drow were to move further away from your people, or were to set up shop and not do these things to your people? Would that be acceptable to you?
Totally fine.
And they would not need to bear your mark?
No. As long as they did nothing to harm it, they would still be welcome in the market, as they have been for hundreds of years.
Could we help set up negotiations with their leaders?
Certainly.
Would you get rid of these mushrooms? And cure those who are already infected? Most of those people would be innocent. It would be the leaders that you would have issues with, not these civilians.
I will consider it. I have not found the drow to be anything but harmful to my people.
But they're under new management now.
Then I sense in you the power of the reef. Yes.
Yeah. How do you know about the Shining Reef?
You see him just snap his fingers, and all of you fear that you can feel your touchstones responding to the fact that Glapry also has a touchstone.
Wait, me too? Or
100 feet away.
So we're off in the middle distance.
Absolutely.
What's
Everyone
happening?
within like 1,000 feet. Like, it's-
Fella at the mouth of the cave. Wow, they've really been in there. I think they're dead.
Which one
Yeah.
of you among these people is the leader?
you see Glapry sort of melt back into one of the mushrooms and then suddenly appear above your head as a mushroom. Cade, you could make this a truth instead of a theory.
I could. I will, if we come to an agreement and you go along with Malty's plan. Help us as much as we can, as you can. If you have to stay neutral, whatever, but I will help you and your people if you help mine.
I simply need, as you have said, the leaders of these people to bear responsibility for their actions. You will promise these people will not harm my people, or you will bear the brunt of my wrath.
Save in self-defense.
You would know enough about, having lived in the area as long as you have, you would know very specifically that Mike and Id are like not at all aggressive. Like there's literally never been like a robbery or a murder in the Mike and Id colony that was committed by one of the Mike and Id. They're just, that it's just not part of their nature, especially as fungi. That there's so you see Clappery sort of look at you like, what? Like there's and they're just, yes, that is agreeable. I do not believe that my people would harm someone who is not attempting to harm them.
Or impregnate.
What
What would you call the spores?
You just watched the whole
True.
yeah.
True. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that is a true statement. Or impregnate.
Yeah, Clappery's like,
That can be
Absolutely.
harm.
Yep.
Just saying.
That is harm.
There's yes. If they show no harm to the Myconids will show no harm to them. You will have free access to the market and all of the paths that lead from there elsewhere.
I look to Cade and nod.
Okay. So I'll just find those leaders and enact a permanent unbreakable Gaius against them to make them do whatever I want. That's not a problem.
You are the leaders.
Yes, we are.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I don't have to. Okay, it gives me a headache if you have to force somebody to do something against their will.
Sullivan crosses his arms and looks at Cade like, I would love to see you try.
That's really tempting.
The villain's going at it.
No, I'm not gonna if I'm not gonna do a Gaius against anybody, but I swear I can promise you that if any of our people, I'm not gonna take responsibility for other drow, but if any of our people make any attacks, I will personally discipline them.
So Glapri will accept if one of you will take responsibility for the drow.
I will take responsibility for the drow as their leader.
You see Glapri do something, or feel Glapri do something that you were not aware was possible. You feel him suddenly ignite his touchstone, and you see tendrils coming out from his touchstone, first to the time knife and then to Cade. Will you accept them?
Yes.
You feel this connection suddenly solidify, and you can tell that he has the ability now to utilize your touchstone. As everyone is watching this, you suddenly recognize the fact that if you become powerful enough, if you become connected enough to your touchstone and have a true understanding of what its place is in the universe, you might be able to do the same thing. Cade, will you accept it?
Yes, I will.
As you feel this triangle form, you feel him take the essence of his, which is the marketplace, trade, and nature, the essence of his people, connecting with the Gaius of your touchstone and the time of the other, combining the three, and you see all three of you are beginning to be marked. There is a tattoo that is forming somewhere on your body. And when it is done, he releases all of you and says, "It has now been made clear you are responsible for their actions. You will not survive if you have lied to me."
Well, if you know anything about the reef, then you know that's not possible for me to do. Come on, mushroom guy.
And he looks at you and just nods his head. And I have seen a glimpse of the world we're trying to stop.
Few for the many.
How strange. Huh.
Your pupil.
Pardon?
I'm referring to Glapri. Your pupil Mimir. How reasonable is he?
He has learned to be reasonable, though he is very young by my standards. You, having shared that moment with Glapry, you know that Glapry is somewhere in the realm of about 3,000 years old.
Ancient. But not infinite.
Mimir is quite young. He can be convinced, as all can be, but he is fiery and impetuous. Now, as you are chosen to be their guardians and their shepherds. And he waves his hand, and you see all of the mushrooms disappear. And even the drow that had been infected are now obviously sleeping instead of infected at this point. It will take some time for them to recover. Come, see me at the market. I will show you. I will show you just what network they were going to be using. And we can discuss which version of this time knife should be utilized.
Your cooperation is greatly appreciated.
You will find a gift when you get home.
I'm gonna give him one of Cade's treats, which nobody else in the party has actually seen. There's this little like lunchbox, little metal lunchbox, and Cade opens it, and there's like instantly the smell of warm snickerdoodles, like good warm snickerdoodles. And Cade hands the mushroom man a snickerdoodle. Can't eat it, but you know.
Well, he'll take the snickerdoodle, and essentially what you see is he sort of like puts it on top of his like mushroom cap, and you see it just sort of melt. Like you see like little fibers come out, and it just sort of melts in. So now, and all of you now
so
suddenly
cute.
smell snickerdoodle coming from Glapry. It's
That's so cute.
I'm so sad that Bella was not here for any of this.
Yeah, you're gonna have to catch her up.
Yeah.
You have now freed all of the drow. They are now your responsibility,
Yeah.
ensuring that a war does not break out between the Myconids and the drow is going to be a thing. But you also offered them a home, and because we are running short on time, what I'm going to say is that everybody heads back to your home in
To the
order to
lair.
sort of set everything up, get everybody settled in. And when you get there, you see that one of the caverns very near where you have set up your base is now covered in these giant mushrooms that are all the size of small houses.
Oh.
And as you go inside them, you see that they have each been set up so that one or two people can live in there. And it looks like there are enough for all of the drow.
We have to go get Bella. Like, if Bella's
Oh, well,
not
I
there,
was-
Cade's gonna
Yeah, Bella's here now.
I was at the entrance of the tunnel. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
You
yeah,
guys
yeah.
passed me.
I would say along on the walk back.
I'm sorry. No, Bella just ignored all of you as you walked by. Hundreds of drow just sat there filling her wood and was never heard from again.
Never heard from her.
Yep.
She's gone. Bella, this is actually Vale's exit from the campaign. Say bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
But yeah, no, like on the way back to base, Bella got like a big Lebowski-esque breakdown of the entire situation from like Sullivan and Cade.
Oh no. Sullivan
I think
is
Sullivan's
fuming
pissed.
the entire
I
way
know,
back.
Sullivan's too pissed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sullivan
man.
is not happy about this.
So
I-
the drow will be living in the mushrooms now and not in their city?
Yeah.
Until we're able to properly reclaim the city and get it back.
I mean,
to
the drow could live in their city if they want. It's just up to you to make sure that they don't attack.
It would be better to give some distance between Galapri's home and the drow. Let's not tempt fate here.
Galabres freed the prisoners and gave them a home that would always remind them of their subjugation. This was no gift.
Holy shit. Oh no. Logan, you're gonna make me cry. No, just
This
yeah.
was a show of
Hmm.
power. Make no mistake.
I don't see why we don't just move to the city. Take the spiders with us. Have the drow. The drow can continue what they were doing. We just tell them to leave the mushroom people alone. As a thank you for us getting rid of the mushrooms around the city. Just as a thing between us, not a show of power for Gladry or anything, but just say, we are the heroes who saved you. Do as you were before, but just don't attack the Myconid people. Leave them alone.
You attack the Myconids, we'll have to come back and finish the job that they started. No, oh god. I'm still reeling from the reservation analogy.
Woof.
Yeah.
That hurt.
For some reason, that
Yeah, go figure, right?
Oh. Very well.
at any rate,
So what would you like to do? Would you like the drow to remain in their city?
Yes, remain in the city. That's we're gonna change our home base. We just spent like the beginning of it, just making up this nice little cozy home. We're just like, you can just move everything.
Cozy's an overstatement. Okay, we
No.
were
It was
attempting.
ruins. It was
we
ruins.
leave some defenses. This becomes a fallback point.
Yes.
Exactly. This could be an outpost.
Very well.
We focus most of our attention on hardening the Drow City as much as we can. When we can, we harden this one more. That way, if all else fails, if the Drow turn on us, if the heroes come and get us, we can always retreat here.
You have a safe house.
Exactly. Yes. And also, this works in our favor. If we can open up trade negotiations between, like a treaty or something with Galadri. I believe the whole thing, Malthoven, is that we want to stop the Delvers from gaining control of the Underdark. Is that correct?
Precisely.
But then, if we can form some sort of negotiation with Galadri in order for them to stay neutral in that, rather than giving their market to the Delvers, then they won't get control of it, because they would need control of the Drow city and of the market in order to get control of the Underdark. Is that a right assumption, or?
You're correct.
Yeah. Wow, we got two big brains now.
It would be strenuous, obviously, the relationship with Galadri, but it would be a relationship of necessity in order to stop the Delvers from expanding down here.
Galapria's also seen my future. My past, I should say. They understand.
So
I believe they will
it's
be amenable.
easier to convince.
Well, this has been a very eventful day. We need to regain our strength and to prepare for what's ahead.
I really do need to start creating situations where, like, it's multiple days of travel and things like
Yeah.
Because when you actually look back along all the VODs, it's like everything will happen over the course of 72 hours for like
Yeah.
the whole season.
The entire season happened over the course of 3 days. Woohoo!
We
It's
literally
very-
established a home
Serious.
and then
Yeah.
established a city all within a day. This mobile game is crazy.
This mobile
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
got gas. It got gas.
I think we're just whales.
I think we're whales. Yeah.
And having liberated the Drow from their imprisonment, and reclaimed their city for them, we shall
Well, for us.
call that a day. Yay! So,
Saying,
We're
Team
so
Villain's
evil.
doing work.
We're so
I-
evil that we just saved hundreds of people from sure death.
yep,
It's true.
yep.
Don't watch.
Unbelievable. I don't know what you're talking about. Sullivan's nice.
Yeah. Sullivan's giant vibes are just perfect. Sommelier.
Oh yeah, absolutely perfect. There's so I would like to ask each of you, let's do our favorite moments for today, then we will raid off to a fabulous place. So hey, Paul Philman, what was your favorite?
Favorite moment was gonna be the Sullivan mic drop at the end there. Just really recontextualizing everything that just happened. Fuck. GG.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Bella, what was your favorite moment?
I do think that the flamethrower wins for me. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. Just walking through with your little robot buddy, like, flamethrower time.
It's like
we have liberated you. Now become our prisoners.
And Solomon, what was your favorite moment?
Going back and forth with Glabry.
I thought you might like that. I do love putting in things that where there is a debate happening. I think that it really creates a depth to the fact that everybody thinks they're doing the right thing. You know, that's I think what makes a good villain or a good hero is that they do believe that they are doing the right thing. But I also thought you might enjoy like getting rid of some of the shit that Glappery had done in season 2, and a little decolonizing of the Underdark. I thought you might enjoy that.
Oh yeah.
There's a Kate. What was your favorite moment?
My favorite moment was actually playing tug of war with the bear and Mannequin Cave and the entrails, just because, like, I feel like that would be like one of those really physical tasks that you do with somebody where like you end up being friends with them even if you don't talk, and then so like that's just like a little cute moment with the kitty cat and the bear.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And what about Manic? What was your favorite moment?
My favorite moment had to be the whole, oh, look at all these civilians that are trying to get out. Nope, giant eagle flies away.
Just
That was good.
like, I don't give a shit.
Nope.
Gone.
Absolutely. Can I just say I am so happy with the fact that all of you have created truly interesting characters, and you are all staying true to those characters. Because for me, that makes amazing stories. Like, just each of you, absolutely, Bella would want nothing to do with this whole situation. Like, that makes 100% sense to me. That is Bella, you know, and the thing is that because everybody's personality is so strong, and because people are sticking with that personality, not sort of like bending to like group pressure or things like that, they're sticking to their guns. And for me, what that means is that I cannot wait to see how your characters grow. Like, what is going to be the moment that suddenly you change in whatever direction? And for me as a DM, it is so delightful to not know. To just be like, you know what? I don't know. Maybe Bella will soften towards people, or maybe go straight eco-terrorist. Like, I don't know. It could go either way.
Yeah,
at
I
this
think
point.
she's leaning eco-terrorist at this moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I cannot wait to fucking see it. You know.
I wonder how that conversation would have went differently if like Bella was a part of it. I think Bella would have like hard taken Glabry's side, because Glabry is a walking, talking mushroom. And it's like, yeah, no, they were enslaving mushrooms. Bad. Gladfrey making
Oh,
some
100%. I was actually, because Bella has yet to have any on-screen time engaging with Gladry, I had written in our little Zoom chat over here a little like suggested thing to connect her to Gladry a little bit, because I think it would be very interesting if she would like take hits from Gladry against like the corrupt CEOs and politicians who are harming the environment, because Gladry would already obviously have a lot of information like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And just FYI, for the people that connected to Gladfrey's touchstone, briefly, this guy is fucking powerful. Like, this is...
What kind of... I feel like we would have gotten like the general gist or like theme of his touchstone. What do we feel from him?
From him, it is... So because he is a myconid, and literally fungi feed off of death, you know, but bring life from that death as well. Gladfrey does not contextualize life the same way that everybody else does. If somebody dies, it's just, for him, it's fine. You know, like it's something that happens. And he's been there for 3,000 years. The myconid market, he started maybe a couple hundred years after he was born, you know, so that market has been there for thousands of years, fairly unchanged, you know. And there is, so for him, he's watched, you know, literally worlds get torn apart and put back together. He's watched entire continents rise and sink. He's watched wars and famines and all kinds of stuff. And it's just, for him, it's a blip. You know, if the dwarves had a 400-year rise in Delver Stream and they disappeared for 200 years, and both of those things were just sort of like, they were gone for a while. Like, they did well for a while, and they were gone for a while, and now they're back. And it's just, okay, that's the thing. So what you got from him is just that he's like the most probably neutral being you will ever find. Things don't really upset him. He has the context of both age and power and not being a human, to sort of give him a totally different perspective.
Completely alien.
Yeah, like it's just, and that's the thing. It's one of the reasons that Gladfrey seems really fabulous is because, you know, like if you meet him outside of a genocidal context,
outside of a genocidal context,
there is, you know, he seems super chill because he is, and therefore he's really easy to talk to. He'll answer all your questions because he knows, like, you'll either attack him and you'll die, or you won't attack him and everything's fine, and it's cool. You can have whatever information you want. Like, that sort of, he's just there to, like, be there because that's what he does. He's just there. But you also sensed he was astonishingly powerful. Like, there is, as like you realize when you touched their touchstone that as long as there is a single mushroom on this planet, Gladfrey cannot be killed.
Yeah, I got it. Like, like I cut off his head, and then he just like popped up from wall. I'm just like, oh yeah, no, I would have to. It's impossible. This is like, murdering you is no longer an option. I have to do diplomacy.
Yeah, a fun thing that you get the sense of is that you wouldn't just have to kill all of the fungi on this planet. You'd have to go a couple of planes deep.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
fucking
yeah.
look at boy.
So it's one of those where he's just like
bucket boy.
He's not interested. Like, and the thing is that he's not imperialist in that he's not interested in expanding his territory. He's got his little area that is the myconid market and the community around it, and that's it. That's all he needs. You know, he's fine with it.
Completely sustainable.
Yeah, it's like he's good. So yes, honestly, I completely forgot that we were still on stream. I was like,
yeah. Oh my god, you're just like, yeah.
It's fine. Here's the cool thing about this
Look,
guy.
I was
Listen.
wondering about that, but
Cat, forget anything that you just heard. It's not true. You'll find that out later.
To be fair, the fact that you were able
to
to
be
like
fair,
to lose yourself in just kind of like rhapsodizing about that, and it just goes to show how awesome this campaign is right now. Like there's a lot of wrinkles. There's a lot of wrinkles to this ruffle.
Oh yeah. And there always will be.
It's a wrinkles in times.
Oh, I'm calling Oprah and Mindy Kaling. That's what I'm doing. We do not have any of our other people on our stream team up right now, so I'm going to toss it to our fabulous guests here. Where should we go a-raiding?
A-raiding we will go, a-raiding we will go. Oh, Cheerio.
Any suggestions?
I have a member of my stream family streaming right now if you want.
Ooh, yes. Let's go say hello to them.
Here, that's her name.
I think
Kyria Thanatos. Ooh, all right. Okay, Miss Death. We can do that.
Kyria Thanatos, let's go.
Yeah, and it is, because Thanatos is the actual embodiment of death in Greek mythology, as opposed to Hades, who is the one that
rules the underworld.
He's also on my wall right here, and he right there.
There you go.
It's very gay art of Thanatos and
gay art.
Yay!
You know what?
Nearly correct.
You know what? Even though we've got some straight people here, I absolutely consider what we just did for 3 hours to be gay art.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
There is. All right, we're gonna start a rating here.
Okay,
Everybody, when we go a rating to somebody else's channel, we normally say what we're bringing to the potluck. I am going to be bringing, I'm going to be bringing a Bahir table to the potluck. This is what I'm going to be bringing.
What was the porridge that happened earlier? It was
Bahir grits.
Bahir grits, yeah.
My God, gross. The worst grits.
The worst grits.
The worst grits.
Fabulous. And thank you all for joining us, and we will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. and we will see you soon. Mwah!
Bye!
Bye.